Good morning to all. So, students, very good morning. Today, operating system structure. We are discussing about the operating system structure. So, operating system is a program. That means a collection of programs. It is a program or collection of programs. It controls the computer hardware. Means operating system controls the computer hardware, and also it acts as an interface between the user and hardware. So it will be given the communication between computer system and also user. So it is the system software, so that manages computer hardware, software resources, provides common services for all computer programs. Computer hardware means physical components of entire system. Software resources are some programming softwares, and also it will be given the services to the computer programs, and also it provides platform for application programs. This is the nature of the operating system. For example, Microsoft Windows is the dominant desktop operating system. This is the major example of operating system. Objectives of this operating system are: the first one is efficiency, second one is convenience, third one is ability to evolve. What is the efficiency? This operating system allows the computer system resources so that are to be used in an efficient manner. So what is the meaning about convenience in this operating system objective? So this is an operating system should provide an environment that is very simple and easy to use. The next, third one, ability. So the operating system provides flexibility and maintainability. The changes can be done very easily through this operating system. Next, examples of this operating system are Windows, Unix, MS-DOS. Next, so in generally the operating system given the major services to the user. Number one, program execution. Next, I/O operations. Next, file system manipulation, communication, error detection, resource allocation, protection. These all are the services of the operating system. So we are discussing about the program execution and also I/O device support. So this program execution means the operating system loads the program in the memory. Generally, first of all, the operating system loads the program in the memory of the computer system. It also executes the program. After that loaded program will be executed. Then next, the computer system is to allow the users to execute programs in an efficient manner. This operating system provides an environment to run these programs. Whatever programs can be loaded in the memory, that will be run by the operating system. To run the program, the required program to be loaded into the RAM first. First of all, it will be load the program in the RAM. Then the CPU assigns the time if to execution. So here the operating system performs these functions for user convenience. The operating system important tasks are allocate the memory and deallocation, CPU scheduling time. These three are the important tasks of the operating system. So first of all, it will allocate the memory to load the program, and next deallocate the memory to finished processes and allot the time to execute that program. These three are major convenient tasks. These are done by the operating system. Then next, I/O device support. So I/O devices are resource allocators, input output devices. These are the peripheral devices of the computer system. So the next, input output operations are here. That means input output operations in the I/O device. Each program requires an input, and after processing, the input is submitted by the user. So it produces output. First of all, it will be taken the input from the user. So it will be done the processing on that, and also it will be produces the required output. Here the operating system activities are input, output devices. Operating system activities are done through the input output devices for their own functioning. So then next, file system manipulation and also communication. The file system manipulation, in this file system manipulation, when the user working in the computer, the user can be working on the computer, user can requires various manipulations. What are the various manipulations are there? First, creates a new file. The next, sometimes open the existed file. Sometimes he don't want to open that file, he will be deletes that one, deletes the existed file. The next, he wants to change the name of the file, he can be use rename of the file. The next, he wants to be save that file, he will be using the save the file. These all are the general manipulations in the file system manipulation. In the storage disk, these all are done in the secondary storage disk. These important tasks are performed by operating system. Next, by the way, the secondary storage management is a part of the operating system. In this secondary storage management, so we have to done the various manipulations. The various manipulations are create a file, open the file, delete the file, rename the file, save a file. These all are the file manipulations. In generally, we have to use these things. The next, communication. What about communication? In multitasking environment, the process need to communicate with each other and to exchange their information. Processes may be maintained in the number of hierarchical structure. That means the process may be maintained in the hierarchical manner. The operating system performs communication various types of processes in the form of shared memory. These processes were share memory and communicate with each other. This is a communication objective in the operating system service. Next, error detection. Error detection is the another service by the operating system. An error is one of the part of the system. This is debugging. Bugs will be available in the program. The operating system constantly monitors the system for detecting these errors. By the way, these are the hardware errors, not the software, hardware errors. So any hardware errors are occurred, those are detected by the operating system software. So a user program privileges can interface with the correct operation of this operating system. The main function of this operating system is to detect the errors like as bad sectors in the hard disk, memory overflow, related errors of IO devices. So if there are any problems occurred in the IO devices, these are detected by the operating system software. The next, resource allocation. In the multitasking environment, multiple jobs are running at a time. Multitasking environment, multiple jobs are running at a time. So in this situation, here is the responsibility of operating system to allocate these required resources. These resources are central processing unit, main memory, tape drive, secondary storage devices. So whatever resources are available to that environment to doing that job, that resource allocation will be done by the operating system software. So for this purpose, various algorithms are implemented. Here, for these resource allocation purpose, various algorithms are implemented. So algorithms will be run for process scheduling, CPU scheduling, disk scheduling. These are the latter topics. We are discussing about these topics on next class. Next, here is another one is accounting. This is the service made by the operating system software. So the operating system keeps on account of all the resources. Why? Because it will be takes the account of operating system. So these are the accessed by each process. In the multitasking environment, various resources will allocate for each process. So by the way, the operating system can be taken the account of these resources. What are the resource allocation can be allotted to that which process? These all are accounted by operating system software. The next one, protection. So this is protection is another service that is given by the operating system software. Sometimes a computer system has multiple users and allows the concurrent execution of multiple processes. Here the various processes must be protected from one on this another active use. So compulsory the operating system can be given the protection to the processes. Why? Because it will be given the protection to that process. This is the multi-user environment. Sometimes multi-user in that multi-user environment, multiple processes can be executed concurrently. In that situation, so it will be given the protection to the various processes that must be protected from one another active use. So the next topic is operating system interfaces. So again, an operating system is a collection of system programs that controls and coordinates the overall operations of a computer system. This is the job of the operating system. It provides an interface for the user to interact with the computer. So here a computer needs an operating system to that work. Without operating system, a computer can like a car with no fuel. So here operating system can be given the major role to do the processes. Processes means process the programs. User interface is used to interact with the computer to perform various tasks. User gives commands to computer and enters the data into the computer. So these are examples of this interfacing. So interfacing means the operating system can be given the communication between the user and also programs. The operating system plays the main role for interfacing between user and the computer. The next, the input devices like keyboard and mouse are commonly used for giving commands to the computer. What are the input devices we are using to give the commands to the computer? Keyboard and mouse. These are the interacting devices. We will be communicate with the computer. So you are giving the input to the computer. You are using the keyboard. Sometimes you have to apply the mouse. So you have to activate the icons. Then next, what is the graphical user interface and also command line interface? These two are the interfaces using in the operating system. Graphical user interface. This is the operating system which presents commands in graphical form. So for example, application programs, commands, disk drives, files, etc. like that. So these are present in the form of icons. Graphical user interfaces means these are the icons. Usually a command given to the computer by clicking with mouse on the icon. So by clicking the mouse on the icon, it will be explored, it will be displayed whatever made in this graphical icon. Graphical user interface also provides menus, buttons and other graphical objects. So to using the user perform the different tasks. The graphical user interface is very easy to interact with the computer. So in this situation, today we are using the graphical user interface. So this is very easy to activate the application programs and also some other programs like that. The next, another one is the command line operating system. Sometimes you are using the command line operating system. So a command line operating system provides a command prompt on the computer screen. So from that prompt you have to type the command. It will be activated by that command. So it will be given the effect of the command on the screen. The commands are given to the computer by typing through the keyboard. The commands are typed according to the predefined format. The users have to memorize commands and rules of writing these commands. It's not easy. It's not the easy way to interface with the computer. So you don't want to remember the commands. You are not execute the command line operating system. So we have to use the command line operating system. Compulsory, you can remembering about all the commands, then you can execute those commands through the prompt. But in the case of graphical user interface, you don't want to remember the commands. So commands will be executed. Here is a graphical user interface and command line operating system. These two are the interfaces we are using in the operating system. So graphical user interface is very easy. So you don't want to remembering the commands. Here is a command that will be activated through the icon. All the commands are available through the icons. When you clicking on the icon, it will be explored. Then directly you can use that icon. But in the case of command line operating system, so you can remembering all the commands, then only you can execute it. So when you can type that command on the command prompt, it will be activated by the operating system and also so it will be given the effect on the prompt, command prompt. So this is the major difference between the GUI interface and command line interface. Major difference is command line interface, you can remembering about only commands. But in the case of graphical user interface, you don't want to remember the commands. All the icons are available on the monitor. So then directly you can click it and use it. So this is the interaction between the operating system and also the user. So that means operating system can be given the communication between the user and also computer system programs. Okay. Thank you.